ni apaso kasa ye na nenkasa ye mu no na wo hyebo se ba wo maba na enye se wo maba na sa keke na emoma yonkofa eda Ghana ene United Kingdom ntam no na wo mo ebehye mu kena wo mo se wo mo hu se Ghana ha ye wo opportunities bebre and wo mo do musika ba bebie business a ye so ebenya bia ye bema ayonkofa no so emu ayeretawe eno ne wo mo ni suade hunu a emo wo mo de bepie mu wo Ghana.
The contribution Londoners make to our great city of Ghanaian origin, and that contribution leads me to say with confidence and pride and respect to Accra, we are the greatest city in the world because of that contribution. Londoners of Ghanaian origin contribute to our health service, our transport service, in public life. And one of the things that I've always said is you should be really proud to be a Londoner, but also be really proud of your Ghanaian origin and your African ancestry. But we come here not as patrons, we come here as partners, because I've seen the huge opportunities Accra, Ghana, and other great cities in Africa, Lagos, Cape Town, Johannesburg, can bring to London. We're approaching now almost £2 billion worth of trade between Ghana and the UK. But across the continent, we have trade of almost £50 billion with Africa. We want to get that to £60 billion by 2030, and Ghana is integral to us doing that. We've been greeted over the last 2 days with so much warmth and hospitality and affection from the people of Accra, and that is our emotions that will stay with us forever. And we're going to build on that going forward, because we want to create prosperity and wealth. One of the things that my government is seeking to do is to reset relations with our friends in Ghana.
Alright, George Morgan, Mayor our London.
Mama fa entwaso na yemmo enwura eyemra hyebedwafie enwura emra hyebedwafo eko asetena MPP edom kuma no wonum ani anye asem bia edom kese ne ba no dani owura anaso no nyamfo mahama yarega eko kan ye ese Mr Speaker ne ukokopie hu akwati a nipa asebio yempe ne krabre no MPP for posters abobo ho bebre na no na owura anaso no nyamfo Jerry Ahmed Shaibu Shaib wono na yemra shebejani mama for one wejagbawe was say Mr Speaker adia yenuanom dom kesi wonoma ye no kwasem se wonom ade nyampena sampa majority leader some work kan sebe wo kaya yawo na ukwakwati obi poster mo yem fa poster bia nkobo ho na ode wonwe yenua na waka ba bi no na busua ho ne nanfofo yen wo ha mpokra na se wonwe ye ho na fe de wode ye emotions anase ya tinka edi agro na wokasa eka ye ya usade aden onunyafo Jerry Ahmed.
The majority leader found today of all this to remind us of the very devastating news we had on election. We are just now aware that he's also the Electoral Commission. He made a submission on the floor. The Speaker ruled him out. He still did not see the insensitive nature of losing a friend and a colleague who had to fight and get into this parliament. All that majority leader is thinking about is an election. All that the majority leader is thinking about is to show to the whole world that he, leader of parliament, of government business, is insensitive. It's very sad. We are here and we are wondering, do we have even friends? We are wondering, do we have colleagues? Does he think about anybody's health? Does he think about the family of our very lovely friend, Ernest Yakumi, and colleague? It doesn't matter. In fact, it matters not whether you are an MPP or an NDC. But we've always thought and believed that we cared for ourselves. Today, the majority leader has shown us that each one for himself, both for ourselves. It's so sad. It's so insensitive.
Ora Jerry Ahmed na enoachi na speaker ononyamfo Aban Bagwen ese enonyamfo monim de ntia we mu nyina eba ne sa ne se ase eduru ba bia mra hyebedwafo a mo ye enonyamfo no suban bi o mo nna suban papa di enu ntia na we nyina enka ekasei me kai pa se me ko formina na nipa ye ko na yie no nipa wo ba be pre na konwa na ne hyehyɛ ni t-shirt na mase nam so ma me gina pa so ka se mese mi wupa na oba ma yie na so kokko fa nipa hofuro bi atade hye se nipa na eba be di made a unu fie unko fie na so asedan kanya me se me da so eti ase moma ye na suban padi na ochina bi no se obi ni ho anase obi firi mu a enkonkwa ye se wa konwa ne ye pre na mo wankasa de ye nwe ho onunyamfo aban bagwen.
You don't even respect yourselves. So immediately it happens, nobody cares about the dead. They are looking at who is going to replace the dead. And I recall at Formina, I made a statement because when I went to that funeral, they were wearing the t-shirts of the candidate. And I told them that in the unlikely event that I am no more as a member of parliament, anybody who comes to my funeral with a t-shirt of another person will not go back. I remember that very well. God being on my side, I'm still alive. So please take this serious and let's do the proper thing.
We a Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Speaker Aban Sumana Kingsford Bagwin, NAT.
Wamampanyin dadra na nado abreso no oyeso besi edan kese pa ya so dan na eya Ghanafo yakobo mu mpaye na ya danyame ase na bibinti no dwumadie na ntimi amaso na enam so ema nipa bi ede wo nsa etinetine mpanyimfo a yede wo mototo eye National Cathedral na no so wo nhwema ni sie ntimi ntumpon no ebi kura se na sikasem bi na farfar wo mo ho na wo mo de awase wo masirem na emom ya yemu nhwehwemu no ebeto dwa no empanyimfo no wo mo ho fan ai sembia emfarefore wo mo ho eno na nam so amaka ne nkramantam soafo onimanyamfo titles Glover ede na no atu nsemi no se mo a mo ye se nyina nsem afere mo mmra na momapacho ade na mo kan nsem a enim egu nyame asofo so sa no na mo nyade mo mmra na momapacho mo ni na ewu.
But look at how these innocent, men of God were walked through. And Naminunti, as of from Penyufon, resigned from the National Cathedral because they also did not avail themselves to know the truth that is there. And they sent them to Golgotha to get them hanged, crucified. Look at Reverend Drew. Shedikasa the video. And I'm sure, say, after Deloitte for the report, say, everything is intact, By this time, they will have had some remorse. I would have loved that they go back to the pulpit and pray and apologize to this country. And the very people that have denigrated in this country, and this for your demonstration, we were all there, diving into the water, making all kinds of things. And then if you come to power on the wings of deceit, lies, this is the price that you pay.
Any kane enkramante musuafo onimonyamfo titles Glover
adwa azemwe wo ho sadia yesi twen krofo esrani abasa na yenya yeye Kristofo a yenim ensem ne aye din na yehunu bia asem na esi etie ye kai se then minority ye NDC emrahye omo ma cheko ba bia yidase yetu fu ato hono mo a 8 million krofo we cash me kai krofo bi sorry ye eba ba bru nua nyina dome mpanifo nyame asofo wonim se board na apostle professor Opokunyina ye former chairman church of Pentecost na da no na krofo ACS so papa pay no papa ayedi ye ka say ye mrama ye audit ni enhwe ampa 8 million or 8 billion afam panifo insa say asofo emu dia wasa musire mu ampa Ghana for ye see mpe KPMG omo Ghana ha enti omo kure bia na ya mo madam die hanti ye mfo ye kofa Deloitte every UK in free Ghana Deloitte and yes sa audit ye wie
ehu secretary
kai sika akom and Deloitte ba ya we say asofo mpanifo wo monsa fine obia eni kapraba ho enso afa dia mo kan nyina mo yedin mo kan mo mutimi ma bontima me kasa fa dia yesere mo mo fa nche yen ni yesi ye hwehwemu na hwehwemu no kra wie ne yesi amfo mo nkokot ni nyina so ade obi kokot sesei
de oburu nua ni se so obedane ana obe
sa papa no isi ye hwe no isi ye hwe no Koko fa is wo Brunia and a what be and what can ya can nipa no almost in Minaka.
Oh, be
say yami one night.
Oh, what's it?
Arisha me the way to us na ononya for in team for jo no yam rashe be the mama for one ewo Asen South. Was say Ghana yan ye na yan ye na yan tu ade of friend eye political vigilantism eso na chese we eye amanyukuo no emema country awa anasa bambofo a ene amanyukuo na nkasa etete wonom say yan hwe ne antu sisa ebeduru baabi ye kabema ka bia mamu no ebeda ne ade bi ya bɛhwɛ dɔkorokwa wɔse ene sɛ hise na kwakwa sɛ se ba beto aba onipa wo ho ɔden abɛkɔ akɔfa matwome no mo ho ɔden no wɔn ne bedi nkunim ɛsan sɛ duru ba bia wɔn betumi abro yi si official sɛ akɔfa ɛyɛ ballot box akɔbro ɛyɛ MP candidate wɔn mo abro nkrɔfo na wɔn wi a wɔn ankasa gye pinch na wɔn declare ama mo ho anase wɔn aka sɛ isi declare mayen enti so e kwakọ bo a minister bi mpodi na wonu mpe na won betimi asori esan se won na e matwome na won ho oden se yanhwe ni antutu sa e beche atuturafo ana so won beche atuturafo e wo oman mu aba beso ayen owura intim fojo.
What we saw in Ayawaso West Region, which we all condemned, just as we condemned any other political violence associated with any, election time passing, was nothing close to what happened in a rerun of just 19 police stations. And so, if this is not, if the culprits are not dealt with, you are going to find a political vigilantism emboldened. There's no recipe for disaster. When it comes to this country today, as ranking member on Defense and Interior, I can tell you authoritatively that the threat of political vigilantism is way higher than the threat of violent extremism and terrorism. And if we don't nip it in the bud, a time will come we'll have no democracy, because whoever becomes MP, whoever becomes president will not be by the determination of the thumbs of our citizens, will not be the declaration of my electoral commission, but it will be the determination of whichever political party has the most macho men and has the most violent people, has to coalition centers and forcefully declare for themselves, like we saw.
Where you know for Reverend John in team for Joe, one no Emrashibi Janidi man for one no Asen South.
Ora Richard Ahiagba, Director of Communications, Emma NPP, Amanyo Konan, and saying, and then I'm wanting to so more beto no watching no, any pebi edia kopiamu wa kwatwa, yade tabua tosho na waba bekase enyano kure, enti nyame ya adoma watchina about one dear, ebekoso life and colored.
I have not come into the knowledge of any such injunction. I'm hearing it from you, and the conference is scheduled for the 19th, which is tomorrow, will happen as scheduled. Why anybody would all the processes that ought to be adhered to. The question I ask is that why would you do that if you are truly a party person? Decision made by the National Council of the party. If there is anything to add, you add it. Are you interested in building or destroying? Why would you be motivated to injunct the process for what? The amendments that have been brought, or the business that the conference is going to deal with tomorrow, it's not a contentious business. It's one that all of us want, resulting from the 2024 election review committee's recommendation that we all want. We're interested to improve conditions and situations in our party. Amendments resulting from our 2019 conference in Kumasi that have been put together, and fresh proposals have been brought by party people to improve and strengthen our constitution. These are matters of consensus. These are matters that every party member agrees. There's no matter that anybody wants to quibble about relative to the conference and the principal business of conference.
Pent Radio.
Na enwachi no na Orahiagba ede eka ho biem se bamba ho nsem de wo mode niema gu akwempa bambofo beba bepiem wo ho ye be yire bambam tawe na emom ye mfre wa enkoye ho agiman koye ho agimje ne enkoye ye mama matiri so enkoye mensem wo ho ye ma nwura mu mpo na nkambese wa be ye bibia ma mentime ho ase ama ne homne so America se mpifo kora bato na mentime ho ase akoba ewo ho eti se ye mfre wa mo ahumusuo se obeba ho.
Security is top of mind. Yesterday, I think we had our last but one security meetings with the police and other individuals within the ranks of the party, and we have taken very thorough measures to ensure that people are safe right from when they get on the buses from their region coming to Accra, and when they get to Accra at their various places of residence or where they're going to be sleeping at hotels, and then all the way to the venue. Security considerations have been taken very seriously, and yesterday the perimeter of the venue security is also prioritized. So as it were, if you are not a delegate, you are not going to be permitted to enter or participate in activities within the stadium precinct tomorrow, going until after we close. So security is top of mind, and I would want to use the opportunity to plead with all supporters across the country who are in Greater Accra or who have for some reason have traveled to Accra already in readiness to attend the conference tomorrow, not to come to the stadium, because if they are not delegates, they will not be allowed to come in.
Ora Richard Ahiagba Communications Director Emma NPP Amanyukuno.
Afei mame emfa wo emowrema na ye pie head free eye amanyosemu na ACP Abraham Opoku wono na eye police commander ewo efutu eye Central Region na wode atudwa akyerese wonom ensa so mrantie be se ensia bi pa achi a osise sam mrantie yi wonom eye scam no eye nada wonom da domanfo se be ma wadwuma na kyerese fasikase bra no magisika no nom de gu wonom botom na no no kyerese wonom ensa kan Antebese ensia waso wono pachi ACP Abraham Opoku wane ensentrofo ekasamane de tudwase.
Any information them go be recruiting for work na yes yabeko yako two Nigerians numbering about 15 and then Ghanaians totaling 54 by okita brochure what the man no akada free no what's bra for recruitment location here opposite the Baby Plaza story building along the Accra Cape Coast Road until your by some are victims, so we are going to screen them now ye who commit offense and so and brand so you will be Nigeria full won need documents, won need resident permit, won need work.
We efutu police commander ACP Abraham Opoku na yentie victims anase wonum sonso a enei wonum ababe piem wo honom no dia wonum kan do se dia di wonum ababe pie ho ne ba bi omo fa ye de ka kum ye jinukwaku anum
around 5 me lectures na omisha mo kwanso na omo de cheat bi mami cheat no identify a company bia omambodi and I'm the mammy, Omama was I'm the me 67 from no mum number. It's an opina or friend. Into family make a chance in your lectures for and also within 1 hour time. Until you buy and a police for buying or Mudia Bahasi. Their job labeled, and then I called the number and then they asked me to come today by 7:30. So I was there by 7:25 and I started the meeting before the police came.
Na eno wonu mo akwako pie mo ewa polisifu akachi a wo kire mu se de nam so obi kra so ndi onimu hwe de hu ya sa polisifu aba be so ni mu enti eno no
se on se ya na ye wonkofo bi a se ye pon na wo kofi a omo ginigina kwan ne so enti oya na o mama o pipa bi.
Okay.
Okay. Paper no so. Nya ebia ye se ye pe adwuma number ni gu ase.
Okay.
Wo so wo pe adwuma nte bia wo be frɛ. Eti wo frɛ wo mo ana o ma kire se be hia ye wa ha.
Okay. Na adwa eya bisa ho se sebe aponche so be ma John Disedura eya no ahwe. Ono ogire hon mo chicha paper ne se ono bra be je na adwuma hon man ko be gire ma chicha paper. We ebi koso ebi wo circle udru circle ebebre no mo gire adam hu bi so fulai. Me hu bi so adum. Obo so be gina no o paper me nye kura na mahwede wo so na wo se be adwuma wo ho no man ka wo gina no mo paper
e bia no so na adwuma
no Ghana for mama ye na ye ho so kakra
Yanko achim wenchi ewo denchembo mensini mo wo epoye mantemu na arahusem asi wono mutu efomagudie a emfa mra kwan so galamse yibi ena asase akasa womo a ensuo na womo etu galamse ewo mu no womo ensuo na fa bi ebi so de da so etiase na omanfo a omo ewo achim wanchi ekire ensem ni mu sei
Timadina na asafache frem se aturo nchen bi asi ewo asode so anafo eti memra. In fact, Jimmy can be doing na any yan. Now when for men one nipa bebe 20 there. No omu gu nsuo no ma omo search eyibi. E bit me dwale ekoi more na it me dwale pie. Na ne onu ma dwale ne there. I think say em say nsuo no fa. Omu yi nipa 5 no mi no emu 2 our life by 3 there em say omo timi afrim.
Instantly na nkasa no asem ni si ye no wantifo ne bom ho modin eyi enipa makomako enan eye endro no instantly. Ye to nsa frɛ na dofo no endro obi ansi ha obi enu osi ha. Nti effort we di kan take na endro no wantifo ahodi. De me wo kan se ya de na ntie bebre se wanti kro no ye din enye nanso nukure bi anim ye boye ho modin pa ye gia hoho oye hoho na aba ha ye treat you better than kromanfo. Nti edin na eda bontin bebre se wanti ye nye ye kunipa ene sa niema no enye nukure da endro asem ni si ye no mo na bom ho modin se omo a omo da nsum no omo yi ama ebi nyankwa omo nso a omo ntimi nyankwa no ye yi omo no ma ye dey omo afirim. Nti enne ade achin ye ne ye adwen se ye ba ye ho bia no ye aka wom bia no ye bobo ye ho modin ye yi ni nyina
adishia bia womo ewo achim wanchi denchembo mensini mo ewo apuoye mantamu ena yate womuni
ye wie krakra ewo amano ne ensemu na German chancellor Owura Mens ononyamfo Mens woni BBC atwetwe nkomo no se ene Owura Trump e kire yen ese Europe man se ye bambo de ye mokakra ho na ye mpegya ye ho mu a yate yenso so ye pa ye pegya ye ho mu esanse na German chancellor yi woni wakopie mu ewo UK abrochima mu a woni UK aban so wono ba beka wono mayonkofa na bagire mama mu aye din ye na fe wono mahwe ekwan obetimi afa so na wono bambon so obetimi ayire mukete na no en watch se eneyi wono sunsu hu hia ese wono betimi adisika apejam na se wono bambon wono betimi apejam wo se Owura Trump nsoma e wokan kan no Europe one way jai one man sa senefala head my US say US na srafo no wo mabaha no mo na say yakabum o ya yonkofo ne so watwe wo madwen so ne wono ma ne US nyina wono nyina agina asase ba akoso na wo hwe se dia na Russia and Ukraine ntokwa na esi kona na chese ebo obi anka yese wo so obi eda na wo so na obi ayire ne bambom na utimi ehya wo bambo ni mu kena ene ye de hia sika wo so utimi tabiri bi pa na duram na utimi si eye bambo ni mu pampen enti wono mu eye ne saa pepepe ade hye de kase ni nyina asi dia na di makotini bi ene se Apostle Professor Japan kodua ede ato missionaries anase wonom a ye de wonom ekọ aman hodo so anase wonom ekọ biaya nyame asem nhye da enyi hini ne se wonom emfa wani enkyere ye systems na afensu ekuo ene eniama eka nipa ne ho no esanse se esakere nipa no nko a ne eja wonom kuo ja wonom agidie ene eniama hodo eto wonom a wonom ebetimi asan ahwiase biem
Mampanyi Mahama S24 economy no ye woniema bebre esua efri London for ehu
Sanso na mrashe bidwafie chiamehene Owura speaker Owura Abanbagben kire se mrashe bidwafo mum yenye de tenene ne supampadi ne yewu a ye hye ayimukrampo no asukotwa daka mu no obi ama me hye t-shirt se obi foforo na eba eno de
Kane engramanta muswafo ese mu a National Cathedral ho nsem ba ye na mo kasatietie nyame asofo no momfa monsa enwu muti momfa monsa nkatamoni mwafere papa
Wasi watching delegate conference na beba so ewo Legon school park no MPP for annual delegate conference na wo beye Ensempi eka we ho ena awie yetena se na yede somo se awie premto breka se ewo Pent Radio 100.1 And I see enkoma ohinere spices na fin so ohinere non dairy powdered milk se wonom babe so ya sen so pese de bi akase koso anu ope eye ohinere bi de akugu fie sanse be ma waduane no aye de ama wabusua nyina wonom ani age wonom adama na de kase ne bro se ke okay streaming na live on Facebook ade ma yen wono na ne wo technical room honom oni aboafo nyina yesi ha edam nyina mase na yen age adwa kenkan ma eyeme ohine banya akomene
mame ajua ahenkra Nyame
eya adoma no nu etoso mienu bo pa mu a yesan enu be